What I'll be presenting today is a case study with one of our clients here in Dubai, which is Six Construct, subsidiary of Basics Group, which is one of our biggest clients in Europe. The project I'm going to talk about today is, you've probably seen it, is the waste to energy project here in Dubai, which is by the end of project would be one of the largest resource recovery facilities in the world, and one of several facilities that are being built in the UAE. The project was ordered by the municipality of Dubai, and execution is made by the Basics and the Hitachi Zosen joint venture. Our client's scope of work is everything around the systems themselves, which are executed by Hitachi. So it's civil works, domestic MEP, water treatment, roads and infrastructure around the facility. And as you've seen on the other side of the slide, the activity on site is very strong, very exciting. 1,000 workers for Basics alone on their payroll, including up to 100 team leaders or foremen. And they will be pouring up to 10,000 cubic meters of concrete per month, which is impressive actually. So here comes the challenge: how to manage the resources on the site, specifically the human resources on site, and with one specific process we are tackling here today, which is the timesheet, or how to collect time and quantities on site for all the teams, and how to integrate it into an integrated system, and how to make this collecting of data communicate with the internal software or management system of the clients, which are planning, payroll, ERP, BIM model, and so on. And the reality is that the actual process, which is paper-based, is very time-consuming. The planning also is time-consuming. There's a 3 weeks ahead planning, which needs to be broken down into a daily planning for the foreman, and so on. There's up to 100 timesheets that are filled daily. Time-consuming validation process. It's a 4-layer validation process, from collecting the timesheet on site to integrating the timesheet into the payroll system. And speaking about payroll system, no integration with the internal management software of the client. As you see in this slide, 2 separate worlds. On one hand, on the site, to start from the bottom, the construction manager has a 3 weeks ahead planning extracted from, in this case, Primavera. He breaks it down to the site superintendent, who has a daily time and quantity planning, sends it to the foreman, who needs to collect and allocate man hours to different objects, different tasks, and then have a validation process, signing and approving, which is done manually, from the foreman to the site superintendent, back to the construction manager, back to the timekeeper. So these are the 4 validation layers of the timesheet. Then the timekeeper, which is a very healthy person, he needs to run all over the site, collect the timesheets from one team to another, paper timesheets again, and type the timesheets into the system, to a computer, and hopefully get the good information to the payroll system and the good information to the planning to update the planning. So as you see here, this process is time-consuming, it's paper-based, it's difficult, and you have not one bottleneck, but several bottlenecks on the site for the people that on top of their usual day-to-day activity, they have this huge administrative process to handle. Also, one bottleneck on the payroll administrator, and also another bottleneck on the project management for updating the planning. The beauty of the enhanced process with one of our flagship products, digital timesheets, is that we did not modify the workflow, but we managed to keep the same workflow, but enhance it through digital and through a mobile app running on mobile devices on the site, working online and offline. So all the timesheet declaration happens on one single mobile app, all the validation process as well, And this mobile app is, I would say, the visible side of the iceberg. Behind that is an engine, which is the web app, which is integrated, fully integrated with the internal tools of the client, payroll system, and also the planning. So payroll or HR tool, HR system, and the planning feeds information into the web platform. The web platform then sends the right information to the site. To give you a very specific example, the foreman receives the daily tasks and objects he needs to work on, allocate, distribute the man hours, the real man hours on these objects or tasks that are coming from either a planning system or even a BIM model. The project manager can monitor and measure productivity in a better way, compare theory to the reality, and also serving the payroll system, feeding, paying or pay sheet information to the HR team to make sure each and every person is paid correctly by the end of the month. It's not only about reducing paper, but enhancing the whole process, as I mentioned before, and having validation workflow embedded in one single platform, completely integrated with the management tools of the clients. Integration is very important. But before integration, the most important thing is adoption. To go back to the previous slide, even though the mobile app is one side of the subject, we really focus our efforts on the interface and the fact to make it, I would say, easier to use than Instagram. This is the goal, because you often have people on site telling you, no, this tool is not for me, I'm not into technology or whatever. On the other hand, they use several mobile apps on their mobile device, which is a bit of a paradox. And most importantly, they are aiming to gain several hours per persona on the site. And the most important fact is that they're aiming to improve productivity by 10% by the end of the project. Thank you very much.
Thank you.